It ain't gonna be easy, but we're gonna get there. We coming for it. We want to be number one, not only in the state, but we want to be number one in the country. And I feel like here at Combine, I have everything that I need. No excuses. I have everything that I need to become number one.
What's good, everybody? It's your boy Rob Burgess from the Hoop State Network. And we have a special one-on-one interview today with the newest coach of the Combine Men's National Basketball Team, Coach Mike Wright. Coach, first of all, congratulations, man.
Thank you, Rob.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. How does it feel?
It feels great. It feels great. I'm excited, but I do know I got some things I got to finish up with Liberty Heights. But this feels great, and what makes it feel great is everybody is with me. I think if it would have been me and some strangers and things like that, I got everybody with me. all of the coaches, everybody, they with me. So I'm just excited about that, man. I'm excited to get to work, man.
Some know you literally from like your journey from Liberty Heights, but you've been in high school basketball well over a decade. So just talk about your journey to get you to this point.
Long journey. Started 23 years old, man. Long journey. A lot of people know me from Liberty Heights, but I've been a part of some programs that would have some players, man. Mm-hmm. But I would say the one that kind of set me on the right track is when I did 3 years as an assistant at QEA.
That's when we met.
Yeah. I was looking over there and you was going crazy about J5, Quentin Jackson, all them boys. Yeah. Those was some fun times. But I was able to learn under the leadership of Simon Johnson, who ran QEA, and then in my opinion, the great Isaac Pitts, that really pushed my love for this. Right. But he also showed me how to become a leader. Right. Like myself and Coach Johnson, we was already winning games with Southern Carolina Prep and Evelyn Mack and even Crossroad, But when I went there for 3 years, I became a leader. I know how to run a program, you know what I mean? So that's that.
Cool. So, you're taking over a Combine program that's been a perennial top 25 team over the last 2 years, coming off back-to-back Hoop State championships. But there's another level for this program to get. So how do you plan on getting them to this level?
Work, togetherness, selflessness. But we're going to get to that level, man. We're going to get to that level. It ain't going to be easy, but we're going to get there. We coming for it. We want to be number one, not only in the state, but we want to be number one in the country. And I feel like here at Combine, I have everything that I need. No excuses. I have everything that I need to become number one.
Yeah,
and that's what we're going to do.
So you say the ultimate goal is Geico Nationals?
Geico Nationals. Ultimate goal. Ultimate goal is Geico Nationals. Got to get there. Been watching it for years. I was watching Geico Nationals before the name Geico National when it was Dick's Nationals. Mm-hmm. When Mike Peck and those boys at Finley Prep was doing it every year. Mm-hmm. Go all the way back to some long days, watching Finley Prep the season, all that good stuff. So yeah, we're going to get there, man. That was the whole final decision. Is like, man, you finally get to be amongst the great at this level. I don't desire anything higher than this level. I just want to be amongst the great, amongst the elite at this level.
To me, one of your greatest strengths as a coach, in my opinion, is the way you create a culture within. I think everybody who saw both Liberty Heights teams this year, they fell in love with them just because of the culture that you created. How do you feel like that attributed to your success?
I think that was ultimate. I think that was the whole reason. 2 teams, 1 program. 7 coaches, all on the same page. No egos. But honestly, I learned that from Ashley Rivens. I did. Mm-hmm. I went over to coach with her in girls basketball, and I watched how she was talking to her girls. I watched how she kept her girls together. And if you look at Liberty Heights the last 3 years, how our teams was operating, everything was together. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So it was no mid-season transfers. It was none of that because how we was keeping those guys together. Everybody had to carry their own weight. But if it got a little heavy, your brother got your back. He can pick up the rest. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So a lot of that coaching came from, honestly, man, when I went over and coached girls basketball. Yeah. If it wasn't for that, I probably would be still making my guys just go at each other hard and making them compete to for playing time or be better than each other. Mm-hmm. But when I went there and started coaching with her, I started teaching my guys to compete pretty much to make each other better. You know what I mean?
I think that's dope because a lot of times you see coaches get set in their ways really early and they feel like their way is the only way. Yeah. But for you to take it and go to the girls game where the girls game is much more that can join together in terms of like the camaraderie and things like in that culture. And I think that's very important. I think, like I said, this year, like you had a very talented team, but I think that really attributed to like you having the seasons that you guys had. So, to a couple more questions here for you. So it's been a whirlwind last few weeks for you, from the Hoop State Championship up until this point here. So now that it's official, now that you signed, sealed, and delivered, Mike Wright's the new head coach of Combine. What's next?
Orlando. Orlando, here we come. EYBL, that's where we'll be. We'll be getting ready. Like I said earlier in the press conference, it's GOAT time.
It's GOAT time. I like that.
Yeah.
Bojangles might have a word with you, but you know I think it's close. But all right, so I got one last.
We can talk about it. We work at Bojangles stand.
All right, I got one last question for you, man. James Hampton.
Oh, man, come on, man.
James Hampton. If he was here today with you, I know he's with you every step of the way. But if he was here right here with you today, what would he say to you?
You know, I'm going to change that. I'm going to say, what would I say to James?
Okay.
You know, it was a conversation back in May. Me and James shared a conversation the week before he passed at Taco Bell. I was quitting. I was done with basketball. I had went on an interview. I'm not gonna name the school in Charlotte, and they had me thinking I was getting the job. After year 2 at Liberty Heights, it was a struggle year. We won a lot of games, but it was a struggle year. And James was living with me at the time because, you know, he was playing AAU with Team United and stuff like that. And in that conversation, when I was telling him I was quitting, he started telling me how much I meant to him. And he started telling me how I couldn't quit, I couldn't give up. You know, and he told me these words. He said, "Coach, you know, Liberty Heights gonna be big." That's what he said. He said, "You can't give up." He mentioned some of the players. He talked about Mike Wynn was going to Wake Forest. Chris Martin was going to Presbyterian. And he was saying how big we was gonna be. He talked about his upbringing. He talked about his family. You know, I didn't know that the next week what was gonna happen. And I didn't know that was going to happen. Yeah. But that was the hardest decision, leaving and shutting down Liberty Heights. I had to have that conversation with James. A spiritual one, obviously. Let him know I wasn't quitting.
Well, one thing I'll say to you, Mike, man, like, for all of us here, everybody know, like, we know that's the type of coach you are, that how you care for your players and the culture that you've built. That's why you're here today in this position that you are. So, you know, like I said, on behalf of myself and all the Hoop State and everybody here, man, like, we love you, we appreciate you, and we just wish you continued success in everything you got going on, man.
All right, let's go.
Yes, sir. So,
hey, one thing though, I gotta say it one last time, guys. Yeah. Cardinals fly.